have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond, worry no more. Because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Caraba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980-8483, 340-9400 or 635-9906.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Brusubi opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited, or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariya. Mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariya.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong labe to.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta même na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol di fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat ha.
Apelenta
baraka ni lafta nyelen kendol e binaji.
Yalo bukani la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Hello and welcome. This is the Brunch on Kerfatu Live. I am Lamin Cham, and this is our weekly look at current affairs and, of course, discussions on matters that dominates the news. Today, I'm privileged again to be in the company of yet another National Assembly member. While the National Assembly, of course, have been busy in the last ordinary session, and even before that, the legislature this year had been dominated by, well, to put it mildly, controversial legislative proposals, both from the private National Assembly members themselves and government. There was, of course, the controversial judicial officers bill, there was the FGM, anti-FGM bill, and much recently there was a bill to deploy troops to Sierra Leone. These and other things we will be discussing with the Honorable Gibbi Mballow of the National People's Party, the governing National People's Party, representing Lower Fulladu West. Mr. Mballow, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Now, Lower Fulladu West is the area around Brikama, Saruja,
Yes.
Fulabantang,
Kerawan.
Kerawan Sambasire, etc., etc. Quite a large constituency, isn't it?
Yes.
There is another Fulladu which is called Upper Fulladu, but you are from Lower Fulladu West.
Yes.
In the first place, and this has been happening since the First Republic, they call the place Lower Fulladu West, as if there is an east. Is there any other Fulladu East? Fulladu or Fulladu called Fulladu East?
No, we only have Upper Fulladu and Lower Fulladu.
And Lower Fulladu West.
And Lower Fulladu West for that
Whose
matter.
idea is this West when there is no East?
Well, this is since the First Republic.
They still call it Lower Fulladu West.
Yes.
As if there is a Lower Fulladu East when there is nothing.
No, there is no Lower Fulladu East.
Maybe you should propose to the IEC to change it because there is no East.
Yes, there
so
is no.
let it be called just Lower Fulladu.
Yes.
Just as Upper Fulladu.
Yes, Upper Fulladu.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Now, Honorable, this is your first term in the National Assembly.
Yes.
What were you doing before you came into politics?
I was working with the Ministry of Health under the National Pharmaceutical Services.
So you know a thing or two about pharmacies and...
Yes.
Ah, okay. Maybe we should include the current crisis around conflict of interest that people said exists in the Pharmacy Council and the Medicine Control Agency, perhaps. All right. So you were more or less working in the health sector
Yes.
before coming into politics. For how long?
Yeah, since 2002, I was enrolled,
Okay.
and then until 2021.
I see. So how do you come into politics?
It started from a group called Not Too Young to Run Parliament.
Not too, yes, I think I had not, well, I know about not too young to rule or not too young to reach. Yes, I heard about that.
It's a movement that emerged. Then I was part of the youth force, and that's how everything emerged. That the youths.
So that belonging to that group and all what they stood for or they continue to stand for inspired you
Yes.
to go into politics.
Yes.
Ah, really?
Yes.
And you joined the National People's Party,
Yes.
which was new then.
Yes.
Is that because you agree with their policies, or you made an analysis that they were more popular where you come from than other parties?
Yeah, it was a group of people, young ones, that were tasked to look at it, because particularly almost all the political parties at that time, eyes was on me to contest on their ticket.
So you were popular, you were the man to beat at the time for the parliamentary seat.
So
you mean other parties or groups approach you to contest?
Yes, all the political party, not UDP, not GDC, and even some people ask, what, for the fact that we belong to other political party and we all want you to be there, why can't you become an independent person that all of us come together, Then a task was made to look at exactly how will it, and in line, I accept the principle of the National People's Party, so I joined them.
I see. You contested the seat along with how many others? 3, I think?
3, yes. That was UDP, GDC, and an independent candidate.
So GDC, UDP, independent, and NPP yourself contested that.
Yes.
And you scored how many? How
it's about 6,143, around that. Oh, yes, around that.
6,143 votes.
Yes, roughly.
Oh.
Yes.
And how big was the margin between you and the second place?
It's almost 4,000.
4,000?
Yes.
And who came second?
That was UDP, Honorable Karamo Fati.
Karamo Fati?
Yes.
Okay.
Of the UDP.
Of UDP?
Yes.
Was he the incumbent before?
No, he was not the incumbent. The incumbent was Honorable Alaji Dabo.
Not to be confused with the one in Brikama.
Yes, not Alaji S.
Yes.
That one is Alaji Dabo, yes.
Oh, that was he didn't contest?
Yes, he did not contest. I think based on the party preliminary conditions.
Okay.
And for few other reasons.
Okay. He did not contest.
He did not contest.
I see. So then you contested for the NPP.
Then I contested
and beat everybody else by 4,000 votes.
Yes, by 4,000.
Wow, that suggests that the NPP is quite popular in that area.
Indeed, very popular.
But then you believe also your own popularity of your own might have contributed to the landslide.
Yes, it contributed because the youth FOBs were so committed to ensuring that I am elected. So regardless of their political affiliation, when my candidature was announced, all of them put hands on deck and advocate for my elections, and they vote for me.
So you mean even those who might not agree with NPP voted for you?
Yes, there are people who don't agree with NPP, but they voted for me. Wow. And even some of them render their support, like the diaspora. Some of them that are in the diaspora, they are not in good. They are not in principle with NPP, but they have seen something in me, and they feel that I could be of a better candidate to represent the constituency.
That's interesting. So when it comes to the interest of Lower Fulladu West, the people, regardless of their party affiliations, trusted you and believe you could work on their interest.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Now, what are the major issues in Lower Fulladu West in these days? For example, I'm talking in terms of the existence, like the socio-economic well-being of your people. What are their issues when it comes, when somebody gets up in Brikama Bar? What do they do every day, and what are their concerns that comes to your desk?
Yes, the people of Lower Fulladu, I would answer your question, but I would have draw you back a little to run down some of the successes before coming to the challenges.
Okay.
Lower Fulladu West field, since 1965, they have not been evenly represented in the parliament.
Oh, really?
Yes, and now...
Do you remember the First Republic, any First Republic National Assembly member? I remember.
Well, I remember the name of Abdul Mballow.
Yes, I was coming to that.
And,
any relations?
Yes, he's my granddad.
Oh, okay.
Abdul Mballow, you also have the life of Matiwaya Balde.
Yes.
The Sekunjais, the Musa Baldes, the Omar Tops, and also Yerombalo. So,
and you want to believe that despite all these big names, the people felt that they were not well represented?
Absolutely, yes.
In which way? Why were they disappointed with the previous MPs?
Because there was a breach of communication. Then they hardly come and dialogue with the people. So it was a one-way traffic. But recently, I go to the community, had meeting with elders, the youths, women, and other groups to discuss. And I also had a platform at the community radio where I will go and talk to them some of the happenings here. So, like in the Mandinka language, Dibo mumbe nungal ni mansa tema, ndenga wo dibo lete.
I see. So,
Yes.
So you mean you kind of bringing them closer to decision making.
Yes.
I
So also when I come in, what I diagnose the consequence, and one of the things that I found, the youths were left behind, the women were not empowered, and then that place is a predominantly farming community, and our number one issue is the Jakale Pachar.
In fact, this is where the Jahali Pachar rice, whatever you call it, is situated.
Yes.
So you must have been familiar with Jahali Pachar rice production, whatever you call it. There have been numerous projects under successive governments to get us self-sufficient in rice production, and Jahali was the, was the poster project for this. You, when you were growing up, you must have been familiar with it. Why did this project continue to fail?
Yes, we have understand the problem, because the reason is currently, if you look at Jakali Pachar, we had 3 problems. One of the problem is the land development. The land is not developed for easy agriculture practice. We need land development. So that is a key problem in the Jakali Pachar area.
So you mean in the past, with all those projects that you think the land wasn't properly prepared or developed? What do you mean by it?
In the initial concept, the land was developed for a small scale farming. As the population expands, people go into the field. So there were some engineers that were hired in the Jammeh region. They did not get the clear design to connect the Chinese designed field. So when this engineer come, for one reason or the other, they could not connect it. So we start facing challenges of irrigation, that is the primary and the tertiary canals. And then we also realize that some of those lands, the topography is not well equitable to make sure that production can be easy. So as a result, that those olden days, that during the Chinese time, that we used to have 2 seasons. So, but one of the season is during the raining season, people go and do, and in the dry season. But there is an irrigation system. So this irrigation system failed. There is no irrigation completely now. So the water gates are open. So as a result, that people cannot dictate when do I need water, when is water out. And this continually affect the canals. So also, if they bring the machineries, the issue we realize also, if you bring in the tractor or the rotavator or the excavator whatsoever, the unfortunate is all the time there is no control about water, so the rice field will be muddy. And when you bring in tractors, they got stuck there and they need it. So if the land was well prepared.
So you mean the tractors or the machines cannot access the rice field to bring
Yes.
whatever assistance or...
Even if they access, but the nature of the field itself would not give that tractor the longevity that people expect. So there will be a lot of breakdowns, because most of the time it will get stuck and you have to bring another tractor. When those olden days, because of the irrigation system, they will draw all the water and allow the rice fields to dry up. And even the water canal, it was just like allowing the grass to dry up, then you put a fire and everything is okay, then you open the water gate and irrigation system water. So
that system, that water reservoirs and other things are not working?
They are not working.
Since when?
Everything started in around the 2009.
That's during the Jammeh regime?
Yes.
That's where all these things started breaking down?
That's where all these things starts having problem. And when they employed some local engineers who could not get that engineer design to align it with the other design to make sense, because then attention was much on the production.
So what were the Chinese doing there, even with on the Jammeh now?
The Chinese are giving technical assistance and advice, training, and there are modern farming equipment that they bring currently, because we have what they call the combine harvester. the rotabeto that can work in any conditions, and then also the transplanter. So the Chinese are giving technical capacity and also giving technical advice and other technical assistance.
But according to you, the whole machinery and the whole structure collapsed now. For example, the rice fields get flooded when it rains. There is no system to take out the water and keep it somewhere to allow the rice fields to grow, and then if you need the water, you can take it from the reservoir. That is not happening.
Yes, because if you look at the rice field, it had what they call the parameter dime. This parameter dime is very low, and we want it to be raised high. So there is an erosion coming, and this erosion is coming all the way from Casamas. So it
water
erosion out. So when it rains, the water will all go towards the rice field. There used to be a canal that is as a form of diversion, diverting the water to the river.
I see.
That canal itself had a problem. And when it also goes to the river, the water gets that supply the rice fields. There is no control.
Oh, so it will come back.
So it will come back to the fields. So as we speak, all the rice fields submerged.
Oh, submerged by water.
Yes, so submerged by water. And those people that have transplant, applied their fertilizer, some of them, their rice field was already ripe, just waiting to harvest.
Just to harvest.
And then the flood come.
Inundated with water.
Yes.
Oh.
And what the farmers did was, they have no other option. And rain was coming. Even the private farmers like the Maru farm, the Sahel, they were trying to do a kind of pump the water to reduce it. But as you are pumping, rain is coming. So you cannot. At the end of the day, everybody have to, put his hands to God and leave the rice field for the water.
And the rain is getting even
bigger and bigger.
So what can the government do then? Having to reach out to the ministries and whatever.
I read the Ministry of Agriculture. He sent his team of experts to survey with disaster. Myself and the Select Committee of the National Assembly, we went and to see exactly what happened and what we can do together to make sure that. So for me, I am declaring an emergency.
Well, you think that is an emergency?
Because those farmers that relied on those yielding, and the rice have been submerged by water, so meaning they don't expect any harvest.
And I take it that some of these harvests do reach other areas in the country. When it comes to local products.
Mr. Cham, we Lower Fulladu is the food basket of this country. I'm telling you for free, if government intensifies, trying to help or develop the land, the issue of rice importation will stop.
But this is what we have been hearing since Jawara's time.
Yes, but the issue is we're still struggling in the area of land development.
The government's not been serious with the successive governments, Jawara, Jammeh, and now Barrow, not prioritizing it.
Yes, Barrow government have did a lot.
In which way?
If you looked at now, we cried for a post-harvest loss. Now farmers are enjoying in this arena combined harvester. That within 45 minutes, it's harvest your rice.
Post-harvest loss mean if they harvest the rice, or the rice gets spoiled before they
normally you use the sickle.
Yes, to cut the rice.
And use a barrel to hit, to spill off. During that process, you will see a lot of spill out and a lot of lost.
I see.
But this government looked at this post-harvest loss because this was a concern.
Yeah.
So they went to China and imported combined harvesters.
I see. And what does that do?
That will just enter in your rice field harvest. You just have to take your containers and fill in and take home.
Ah, fantastic.
And also, we complain about the issue of tractors. How they got stuck there. The tractors are not enough because some time ago they bought about 20 tractors to address the problem. But it still boils down to land development. So those tractors we are given, they are not serving the purpose that they were meant for.
Because they couldn't access
even the access, but because of the nature of the
place. Yes,
they got stuck. So they decide to come on what they call rotabeto. It's a boat type that can do it.
A boat type?
Yes, a boat type. They call it rotaboat.
I see. So that can do the functions of the tractor?
That can do the function of the tractor.
How many rotaboats is there?
Rotaboat, yes, I cannot ascertain how much is in the Jakale Pachar, but I remember 20 rotabetos.
Ah, this is interesting. That's innovative. So
yes,
that one can reach the muddy, the rice fields, no matter what the situation.
Yes, no matter what the situation, it can reject. So those are also, and they also...
And that is brought by the Barrow region?
Yes. And they also bring what they call transplanter. Because the idea of farm mechanization is in the Barrow government. That's smart farming.
Yes,
so these machines are there. So you have a form of transplantation that you will do, and just put it into the machines. It goes to your field. When it's level, it do the transplanting.
Fantastic.
But still there is a challenge because of land
So with all
development.
these new innovations that have been brought about in the last 5 years or so, you still have problems. And how do you analyze this problem? How do we get over this?
Well, for me, at my own capacity, I want His Excellency President Adama Barrow to, how can I call it? I want him to take agriculture as his baby.
Well, he said that, isn't it? Well, he often said infrastructure.
Yes.
Well, Jammeh used to say agriculture is, eat what you, whatever, how do you call it? Eat what you grow what you eat. I don't know how successful he said he was. He promoted farming and other things. But
Yeah.
often said infrastructure, construction is his priority. You want him to be more concerned with agriculture.
Yes, he is concerned about agriculture, but if you look at yourself in terms of road construction, the Barrow government have done enough in that.
Well, he said this is priority, but then you are telling
Now
me that
I want him to redirect that priority and give agriculture for 1 year attention, extra attention. Because if the National Assembly members could agree with me, I can say 3/3 of the budget would be in agriculture.
Well, he has been speaking recently about the efforts that have been done to boost food production, and I think he mentions a lot of plans in the NDP and all other areas, all other projects to make rice and food production to enhance it. But you believe still there's more efforts needed?
There is more effort needed because you cannot talk of production without land development. Land development is key. And that land development is not what is coming henceforth as the farmers expect, especially in the Jakale Patel. Because we know that in 1 hectare, you can produce nothing less than 10 tons.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. So currently, we are producing around 3 tons per hectare, when we can go a maximum of 12 tons. And then if you look at the amount of rice that the Gambia is importing, so if we solve that, and our vision of agriculture as a wealth creation, we will not, the issue of importation of rice would stop.
But only that is what we have been hearing for since I can't remember when I was a kid. I heard about self-sufficiency since I was in primary school.
Yes, I have an engagement with the Ministry of Agriculture, the PS, and we discuss at length how do we achieve that. And hopefully, he has shown me very good ideas and plans, and we believe if they really stand strong and stick into those plans, we will achieve the food self-sufficiency that we need, especially in the area of rice. Because in Fulladu, we used to say this: we have the land, the people are ready, and they got the technical know-how how to do it, and we get the water. So all we need is machinery and developing the land.
Capital.
All that's what we need. And when the Gambian people can give us that, we will give them all the rights they need.
So you mean if the government would give you the capital and the land development, the wherewithals to develop the land, you're ready?
We are ready. We are ready.
That's interesting.
Yes. And then you go, for this readiness, both the elderly, the women, the youths, everybody is committed. Because currently, I will tell you, only few people have known the cost of bag of rice in Lower Flood.
You mean very few?
Very few people.
Very few consume this imported rice.
Yes, very few.
Almost everywhere they depend on the rice they
The rice that they produce, and that is rice of quality.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Yes, because I remember when I was young in Lower Fladu, people say that this rice they import had smell.
Yes, when I was young too, people know. Well, this imported rice was unheard of.
Yes.
So I grew up in Kiang, and we never had this.
And for us, we have the solution. We have the solution for the Gambian in regards to this quality rice. let us just give us the conducive environment and develop the land for us and improve on farm mechanization. There we go. I will tell you. And
okay, so much on the issue about farming and subsistence farming or in your area. What about access to health facilities in the constituency?
yes,
I guess you have a major hospital in Brikama Bar or somewhere.
yes, Brikama Bar was a health center.
Yes, a health center.
And for the fact that
Was or is still a health center?
I can say was a health center.
What is it now?
It's a major health center.
But it's not a hospital yet.
Yes, because the beauty is, if you look at Brikama Bar, it's growing exponentially.
Yes,
And the catchment area is up to Casamas. So,
yes.
And there was the need, because if you look at the number of delivery, the number of outpatient, there was a need for government to throw attention into that. And this flag was raised. I constantly ask parliamentary questions, and thank God that the ministry looked at it based on the data that is coming from the health facility. They upgraded it to a major health facility.
From a health center to a major health.
Yes.
When you say major health, what does this mean now? People can be admitted there?
Yes, people can be admitted there, and they will provide some medical officers. Yes, and
doctors.
Yes, doctors. So, and the ministry recently signed a contract with one construction company that is currently construction is going at a tune of 168 million.
To build quarters?
Yes, to expand.
Like, would it be to provide beds or quarters for the staff?
Quarters, beds, and new wards.
New wards.
So it's upgrading. The upgrading have already started. Construction is ongoing. And also, I would urge, and this is also on the pipeline, St. Lazarus and Fulabantan. It's owned by a mission school, but if you look
that's
at
a health facility.
It's a health post.
It's called St. Lazarus.
Yes, St. Lazarus.
It's a missionary.
It's a missionary. So we working with the community of Fulabantan and its catchment areas to ensure that if St. Lazarus can come to an agreement with government, because recently the mission clinic is not doing well. So now my agreement, or what we are working, is to ensure that how can the mission work with the Ministry of Health, for allow the Ministry of Health to develop and expand it. Because if you look at that area, catchment area, it's also big. That will reduce the burden in Brikama Bar. So we are trying to work with the Ministry of Health, with the mission, to see what can they do together to make sure that that place is also upgraded.
Yeah, I see that these private health facilities do have some MOUs with the government, and up to a point, when it reaches up to a point, then the government will take over, supply the personnel, and then integrate it as a public facility. That happens in many areas. So St. Lazarus and the major health center in Brikama Bar are the health posts in your constituency?
Yes, and then we had a private clinic at the Jahali by the German government.
Okay.
So that one also is doing, but yes, still Brikama Bar is getting a lot of pressure. Because all those Casamas villages comes to Brikama. So I made an assessment. We had areas that are called hard to reach area. They find it difficult to come on the highway because of the nature of the like I wrote a letter to the minister based on an agreement with the community people. We feel that Jeddah need a health post.
That is far away from Brikama.
That is called hard to reach.
Yeah, okay. That's one of your hard to reach
area.
Yes.
So it will be a cluster of area.
Okay.
Then when you go also around Faraba, we want Faraba to have.
There's a Faraba there?
Yes, there's a Faraba there.
I thought there's Faraba in Combo East. Was there?
So we, on the assessment, indicate that Faraba, and I wrote this letter to the minister, that we want Faraba to have a health post. And then down the hill, after Jahali, around Sare Samba Simali, we want a dip also. They have hard to reach area. They call it Sare Luba, Sare Malang and the area. We strategically located Sare Malang to have a health post.
And you've communicated these needs to the
Yes, I have communicated needs to the minister. So basically the team, I have a team that never left me alone. These are highly educated people of the constituency. This is one of the advantage I have. Highly educated people of the constituency of different discipline. They will look at the welfare of the constituency in their various challenges. Like I'm telling you, I'm not an expert in agriculture, but for the fact that I have this.
You gave the impression that
yes,
you have a quite a good knowledge of it.
Yeah, because I have this team. We call it the Lower Fulladu Executive. These are highly experienced, educated people that are not sitting in the Gambia, some of them are in the Gambia. So we have groups, people that will look at the agricultural need for the constituency, people that will also look at the health need. So I will do an assessment and send them the info. They do analyze and do those strategies. So that's why I said it's a blessing for them to have me. So
there you go.
Yes.
What about the concern of the youth? You know, we had this generally in the country, this migration, this backway, so-called backway problem and issue. Aren't your people affected with that? Don't you have sometimes, unfortunately, casualties from villages, supposedly backway travelers?
We have people traveling on the back way, but that kind of frustration have not reached the youths of Lower Fulladu.
Because you are not overwhelmed.
Yeah, we are not overwhelmed in that, because already there is something in their mind. They believe that even in the Gambia they can make it up.
Not many youths say that.
Yes, for the youths of Fulladu, they feel even in the Gambia they could make it up because they are very innovative. I'm telling you, there are a lot of talent in Lower Fulladu. Yes, they are very talented, very innovative. And then we are blessed with the Jakali Pachar. And I'm telling you, not only the rivers.
You have expressed frustration. The potential is there, you said. But the frustration is that you said, I mean, you still see the wherewithals in terms of land development and capital and all things.
Man's needs
are never enough.
But I will tell you, despite the fact, all these things, because one of the issues is, at our own corner, we are kind of food self-sufficient.
Yeah.
At our own corner.
At your level.
But we want to extend this.
Yeah, and that's what has been.
That is our challenge. So the youths really are traveling because they had raised their concerns. If employment cannot come through government, we will create self-employment for us. And I'm telling you, that's why I say the youths of Lower Fulladu are very talented. So they are very innovative. So they cried and say, okay, Honorable, we want something now. What we want for the youths, we want to get skill training institute. And then from this, we consulted the Minister of Higher Education. We identified an agro-business school. It's going to be a boarding school. And this is to address the skill need of the people.
Is that part of the Tibet?
Yes, the Tibets. So immediately after the rain, hopefully the work is going to start. And I clearly tell the Minister that the youths of Lower Fulladu, despite the fact it's a government project for all Gambians, but they are the priority people because we've been patient enough.
There you go.
Yes.
What about in terms of, we dealt with education, health and other things, and we dealt with farming. What about recreation, entertainment, sports? Brikama does have, there was a time I had a ministerium in Fulladu.
Yes.
Has it been built?
The issue of the ministerium in Fulladu.
It wasn't a popular decision actually, because many people think that Brikama should have it and not Fulladu.
Yes, that have arisen there, but I told you that I lucky to succeed in discussing with the youths. What belongs to Fulladu belongs to Lower Fulladu. What belongs to Brikama belongs to Lower Fulladu.
Yeah, but it is strategic, you know. It is why to have a strategic place where, like you said, the Brikama is a catchment area for all the other. Right? If you have a stadium in somewhere where there are more people engaged in participation, to ensure participation on a greater scale, is better that way.
Yes, the assessment was done. I was not privy to look at the assessment, but at that point in time, land issue was also mentioned, the availability of land. And
it's not some politicians want it to be in Fulladu.
No.
Okay.
So when an assessment was done, Fulladu was identified. For the fact that Fulladu hosts around 35 villages around itself, the Fulladu ward, there are 35 villages. Brikama had about 18 villages.
But it's a bigger place.
Yes, it's a bigger place.
More football teams or more players.
Yes, absolutely right. But the assessment, from the parameters that they took, dictate that ideally, based on the availability of land, is going to be in Fulladu. Fast forward, when this was agreed, a contract was out. For reasons not fully known to me, the contractor defaulted.
Oh, I heard Minister of Sports complaining about those things.
So
it's not only there were delays in other places.
So he defaulted. At the time, I told the minister that if we have the materials, we had the able youths that are ready to do the job free, because they want to contribute. Give us the material if the contractor fell. He said, no, it cannot be like that. This was already paid. Now, there will be a legal procedures to follow. Because this is not the only place that this contractor have defaulted.
They were
so, and become continuously a noise that the youth feels that aspect of it. So I continue asking parliamentary questions, and the minister briefed me adequately that despite they have to follow the legal process, they had a tentative plan. That is, they are the current contractor that is doing the construction in one of the field in Pakijola will finish this month and will continue to finish the remaining project in Fulabanta.
And then they will pursue the contractor.
Yes, they will pursue the contractor. And in there, they are going to provide the dressing room, the water facility. They will also fence the field and provide seats for the reserve team and their management. So we hopeful towards January, this contract also will finish in Fulabanta.
Yes. That's a boost for.
And also coming to sport, I realized myself for the fact that the youths have championed me as an agent of change. When we tend to look at, like I have a team, we analyze what can we do for the youths, apart from pursuing for them to have the skilled opportunity training. What can we do? Because we want to engage them. First, we try to create unification among themselves. And then we try to provide sporting avenues for them. So what we do it, I sponsor the Brikamaba tournament. Recently, I am sponsoring the Saruja tournament that is going to stage their final on the 2nd of November. And the same thing to Kerewan. Kerewan Sambasila. Yes, the Navetan. They are going for final on the 26th of this month, and I will invite you.
Oh, well, I hope I have time. I will
also,
love it.
Sare Sambasimali also just started. I opened that Navetan, and also Boveran.
So
what we do is we make sure that the youths are engaged in sports. And not only that, it's a medium that we want them to love each other, unified. And also, I take this opportunity to talk to them. Advise them to stay away from drugs and not to adventure onto this deadly back way. Also, to see, let them not be carried about the current trend that we see in the form of in the social media, and also the issue of being used by politicians. So the youth,
one like yourself, they might expect that you want to use them to support the NPP.
No. I make sure that let them be very vibrant and look at the future of Fulladu, and let them not involve in this political bully, insults and harassment whatsoever. Let them remain focused. We have an agenda, and the agenda together, how can we develop, in partnership with government. So this really work well. This really work well for the youths. I'm really happy. And even now,
So Asabali said the youths are happy anyway.
Yes, in my constituency, the youths are happy. Even in Ketfatu today, if I call the youths of Fulladu, they will all come here.
Really?
Yes, I will tell you.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. So much about your place, and I must say I'm impressed with the organization and the approaches you are taking there as a National Assembly member. In the National Assembly itself, you got famous, or maybe infamous, depending on who you talked to, about the role you played in the defeat of the bill that she sought to abolish the law that was protecting women and children from female genital mutilation, FGM. You were a very loud voice against repealing the bill. How do you feel after the success you registered in the Assembly for the law to stay?
I feel very happy and proud. Very happy and proud. And one thing, I was not dictated by anybody. And if you ask any National Assembly member, I'm a liberal person. Sometimes I even flout some party principles, because I understand that there are a hell lot of people that listens to me. There are hell people supporting me. I'm telling you, most of the activities that I'm doing in my constituencies are voluntary people spending their money to say go and do this because of my outstanding performance. And as a result, I've seen the Gambia, and I have not forget that I laid my hand on the Quran that anything I'm going to do is going to be in the interest of the country.
So is it not because of your background as a health officer and said this is harmful? I said it's not true. Is it your background as a health worker that you believe that FGM is harmful to people and then it must stop? Or you genuinely are concerned with the welfare of women?
I deal with chemistry. I deal with chemicals as a pharmacist.
I see.
We deal with chemicals.
Yes.
But here, what motivates me is the real fact. For example, I'll give you the FGM type 3 that they call Sukiro. I've seen the friends of mine that got married and they have to come to this country, that they find that their women are being not noted. They have to go to call another woman. And one of my friends lost the relationship because of that. Because the old woman came and said that he must do it, and immediately he do it, they should have a relationship. My friend said, I cannot bear this, my brother. I love my wife. She cannot go through pain, I take it. That was one of the scenarios that I recorded. I keep remembering in me. And I also look at somebody circumcised and bleed to death.
Person bled to death?
Yes.
In the Gambia?
In the Gambia.
You personally witnessed?
I personally witnessed. So with those testimony, and when I looked at what is the reason, what do they want to achieve in doing this? What is the mischief? It's about traditional concept to train them. I feel there is another way to train them without performing this. And I also
the upbringing, the upbringing of women to be good women.
Yes.
You mean if that was the argument, there's another way?
Yes. So also, I looked at what I'm trying to establish the mischief. Why this circumcision? And one of the mischief is to control women's libido, to control the woman's
sexual desire.
Yes. One of the, so I gathered the reasons that they want this thing to happen. And I also established who are the champions of this thing happening. And I looked at the reproductive aspect of it in the global context. And I looked at surveys that were done. In my own constituency, I have a tribe that it does not do it. But that tribe, anytime they form a village, call it 5 years, it supersedes all other villages because they're not doing it. So I had a lot of facts before me. So I feel that in the Islamic aspect of view, I want to, if somebody does this, is it of a better Muslim than somebody that said no, but it's needed? I said now, for the fact that this harm have been shown to me, evident harm is shown to me, I will stand and do anything possible, regardless of the insults, the harass, the bully, because I am seeing a prospect. And that was the course that I took. And I only don't stop there. I try to get materials information. Research. I went to the hospitals, looked at research, talked to gynecologists, the experts.
So that's what I'm saying. You critics said this is where the trouble is. Your conviction as a medical officer, you subscribe to this school of thought that FGM is harmful. That's what the religious people who are opposing this, they believe you people are misleading the people. Yes,
they are right to their opinion. They are absolutely right to their opinion.
You had the backlash. I mean, there were some religious people who were outrightly wishing you people very bad, ill luck in the next election.
Yes.
They called for people not to vote for you.
Yes, they did that. But I told you,
your people in your constituency will not listen to them?
No, they will not listen to them.
They will not listen to them?
No, they will not. I will tell you.
So how are you surviving, or how do you push back when you came under criticism for allowing the law to stay?
Personally, I feel I did something right, and I want to be in the history book of protecting the women and children of this country.
It is believed that some of your colleagues were initially afraid to speak out like you did in support of the retention of the bill.
Yeah,
it is initially they were scared, to speak out, and in fact, some in the whole process entirely don't want to be heard as loud as you were. Why were you so bold in taking on this?
I told them in the first,
issue?
yes, I told them, let's kill the bill. Let us not give.
Yes, we had that.
I said, let's kill the bill at the right spot. Don't fear about coming back to Parliament. I am a professional. With or without Parliament, I am going to be employed in this country. And I'll get employment in the world. But I want to do it right. And I feel what I was doing is right. So I was not fear for the fact of coming back to politics, coming back to election. And I don't fear the fact of insulting me. People who insult, people who bully, that's not the best way. Dialogue with me, tell me to convince me to agree on to you, or listen to me to convince to you. So when they lose the battle, insults becomes the order and harassment. So I was ready for that. And the more you insult me, the more God is protecting me.
The irony is that those people who are opposed to you seem to be, well, give the impression that they are more closer to protecting what God said.
Yes, but we went. I had an ulama that I meet on this thing. He told me, I swear to God, none of my girl child is circumcised. He swear to me by the Quran. He swear to me by the Quran. And he was somebody who sponsored an Arabic school in my constituency. And he built a masjid in my constituency. I had one-to-one to ask him. He said, my brother, I am not practicing on my girl child.
It was like that all of you were separated on a plane to Egypt to learn how to preach against it.
Yes,
you were part of the Egypt.
Yes, I was part of the Egypt delegation.
Maybe the leader.
I was not the leader, but I was part of the trip. But what happened is, parliamentary, all other discipline will do what is benchmark. And Egypt, for a reason, because if you look at Egypt, is a center for culture and civilization. And Egypt undergo different categories. Initially, they banned it. After they allowed medicines to perform, they complete ban. So we wanted to learn the transition, what happened. Because if you know their center for religious, there are a lot of ulamas there. Like Al-Azhar.
Ulamas are the scholars.
They're the scholars. You have a lot of, like the life of Al-Azhar University.
Yes.
And they had Sharia University. So those were the reasons why we go there. But guess what? It was our air ticket, our per diem. You understand?
Who paid those air tickets and the per diem?
It was paid.
Critics said some organization back in the retention of the bill.
Yes, it could be, but for us as parliamentary, we were offered the opportunity to go. I don't know where the money come from.
But you could have checked whether you've not been bribed, for these things, so that you can.
I went.
You can support their positions.
I went to China for bench market. No noise about it. I went to Kigali for bench market. No noise about it. I went to UK for bench marking. No noise about it. But somebody is not interested in this, so he have the right and his opinion to talk. But I feel that benchmarking and study tours are parliamentary.
I see.
So those are parliamentary.
So the trip to Egypt was not sponsored by people proponents of the bill.
We went. We went to Egypt. There are people who we went vote against the repeal.
Ah, okay.
Vote in favor of the repeal.
Yeah, maybe they were not. Brainwashed, as the critics would say, like you were.
Okay, I agree. I was. So that is their opinion. I agree. Yes, I was brainwashed.
But then you won a lot of commendation.
Yes.
Sincerely among people around the world who see this practice as barbaric, inhumane, and definitely harmful to the health of the children and the women. You won a lot of plaudits for that. How do you feel when people of conscience or people of that nature talk to you and praise you?
Yes, I feel when you do it right, you get it right. And I feel I did it right. So those things is trying to comment. So I feel happy. And I was also happy for those that insults me and see differently. Because I feel we differ in seeing things. So, but I would have, hopefully, and I would definitely want you to do me this. I want you to take me up to Imam Fati. And
I did not name him.
Yes, I am telling you.
Okay.
Imam Fati and one Imam Sise. You have these beers, I learned he's from Kiang.
Hey, from Kiang?
From
Kiang.
Don't
talk about people from Kiang.
No, yes, I will want to go up to them and tell them that it was all about we seeing things differently. But at the end of the day, I'm a Muslim. And I believe the values of Muslims. So let them accept me back if they were too angry with me. So I think you should facilitate that one for now.
Okay.
You should facilitate one for. But apart from that, what I did is I tried to arrange all the imams in my constituency. I asked them to form an association. This association will be guiding us in terms of religions, and we help one another. And guess what? This year, those imam and scholars cultivated a 5-hectare maize. I was able to negotiate for them to get the seeds through Giraffe
In Lower
Fulladu.
You know, what does this imam think about your stand against APM?
Yeah, some of them, they
didn't agree with you.
They don't agree with me, and they were so mad with me. But I tell them that aside, that's what component of life. But
So you don't fear that they will vote against you, suppose you, in case you want to contest again?
I trust in my youths. They will never fail me. They will do the campaign for me, and they are doing it.
Are you going to go for a second term?
Yes, I'll go for a second term. Condition that my youth said, you go ahead, you will win. Because they are everywhere, but they will analyze and say, oh, honorable, put it down, and I'll put it down.
The imam said they will campaign against you.
No, that one is a thing of the past.
People like you?
No, that was a thing of the past.
But they will not?
They will not.
They asked other people not to vote for you?
No, that was a thing of the past. They will not do that. Okay. They don't do that. We are friends. I'm telling you, I organized the imams. We come on an association, had a farm. And the objective of the farm is imams want to contribute. There are some scholars in my constituency, had 150. They had those people, that the direct people, nobody's contributing dime, government is not giving anything. So we want to do that farm, the harvest, the proceeds of that farm, we will be looking at the vulnerable of those people to help them. And that is the start, and we want to expand. And also, if imams realize that there is a fire outbreak, that somebody lost all their things, the imams will take something. Because the imams also want to contribute. And this is the only way they can contribute it. So I'm telling you, the people of Fulladu really appreciate everything that I do. So the imams, I'm working hand in hand. Although some of them will always put their hands to ila woko baro de ni man nite d'accord la wala. Nka okay, nkana d'accord wala bari nyindo nga d'accord wala ko ha, then we move. So I know that they have removed all what was in them, and they are going to vote for me.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Yes.
Now, there are other bills, controversial ones, like the judicial officers bill. You know, there was an uproar that some of the goodies that have been envisaged in the bill makes the judicial officers, magistrates and judges a lot more better off than other civil servants. How did you react to that in Parliament? What was your attitude towards it?
I'm a lawmaker, and one of the issues is to make laws, and I don't have the control of bringing bills. But when they are bring, I look at them in the interest of the people.
What was your position on that?
My position was to, if you look at the bill, the first time it was brought, I lead the team that outright reject the bill.
Oh, initially
if
you
you
were
can
opposed to
remember,
it.
ideally I hold the bill,
Yes.
and throw the bill.
Yes, I remember. You were very, very,
yes.
very, very vocal in your opposition.
Yes, so
when it initially came.
after that, senior NAMs called me and said to me, you did something wrong. When bills comes to Parliament, allow them to follow the process. The idea of throwing bill out is not parliamentary. Let's scrutinize the bill. Let's look at what the bill wants to achieve, irrespective of the noise coming from outside. Is it in line? And I remember, I cannot quote the section of the Constitution. On the whole, this judiciary matter was in the Constitution that as an act of Parliament. And then I later understand, most of the issues that the people were outcrying is about salary. That was not in the bill. But what was in the bill, to be honest, most of the issues in the bill are currently being enjoyed by the judges.
Good.
So, as a result, those holders, if they are thinking of their retirement,
yes,
I said Jakali Pachal is there, it's free. If you find it difficult, we can give you a net, is there. But as I was going, and the outcry was going, myself, I decided to look. I think there was a need for us to revisit that judicial enumerations and looked at what is wrong, remove it, than completely throwing the bill out. Which I participate, and I was forefront to throw the bill out. But like I told you, some other senior National Assembly members, and even we had networks outside, some of them have seen what I have done on the bill, and they cancelled me because I'm somebody that is ready. I'm always open to learn. I'm ready to learn. So they told me that was wrong. So when the bill was to come back to Parliament, I just asked, why so urgent again? This bill had been sent out. What is the urgency of bringing this bill? Something physical. And if I was to advise the Minister of Justice, let them go and popularize the bill to the public domain, let them understand. Because if it's called again, I want to be consistent in what I do. I come, I deny the bill, you want to bring it, I don't want to accept it any longer. Unless you go and popularize the bill to the general public. So
you definitely then succumb to public opinion. That's what you are saying.
Yes.
Even when things are unpopular with people outside Parliament, you listen to that.
Yeah, I'm an elected person, and one of the best things is to listen to the people.
But most of your people, ironically, were opposed to retaining the FGM.
Yes, because
you didn't listen to them on that.
No, the reason was, if you are threatening me, if you do this, you will lose your position. I want you to believe that with or without that position, I'm a Gambian. If I don't get the National Assembly, I will get to come and work with Fatunet or the Kerfatu. You people will employ me. Okay, so I have that belief that you cannot threaten me, and I am guided by my consent. So that is, but as people representative, and even that, if somebody say what we are doing is to protect women and children, that protection overshadows everything. So that's why. But I listen to the public. One thing is when I'm trying to make a decision.
So the bill will come back, is it?
The bill will come back. The election bill will come back.
Yeah, I'm talking about the judicial officers numeration. When it comes this time around, what will happen?
I will join the people to throw it away, except if they do what I suggest them.
Which are some of the things?
That is, let them go and popularize the bill. Let people understand what is there. But like, when people have that misconception, and I've started before and throw it out, I will still throw it out. Okay. But let them do their homework by popularizing the bill. Make sure that the people understand until the public accept it.
And then you would go.
Yes.
What about the other session that was, you had the former president's bill. I know it's taboo for you in the NPP to talk about succession.
No, it's not taboo.
Well, some people are going to quarrel over that.
Yeah, they can go to.
So I'm just saying it's taboo for you to talk about succession. But when the former president's bill came to Parliament before you people, the amount of goodies that's been recommended for former president in terms of benefits like house, security, motor cars, servants, holiday, etc. And of course, the initial proposal was to have an equally the same salary as a sitting president. I know you people work on it and reduce that to, 20% less. But many people believe or perceive that to be, and of course the urgency with which it came, I remember it came with a certificate of urgency for you people to pass it now. Many people interpreted that this could mean that President Barrow is probably thinking of retiring after 2026. That's what a lot of people interpreted it, even though the president came many times, as recent as even day before yesterday, said that he is going to be the candidate for the NPP in 2026. But people still believe that those actions really seems to suggest that he probably might be thinking of going.
It's not a taboo.
How was your perception of the former president's bill?
First, I want to tell you it's not a taboo to talk about successors in NPP.
Well,
I will tell you for free.
My colleagues went into...
Yeah, that is your colleagues.
So
but I tell you that during the party congress, I contested against the president.
Oh, really?
Yes, I want to be the party leader and the Secretary General of National People's Party.
What, the last Congress?
Yes.
You contested?
I contested against the president.
Wow, you are bold.
Yes, because the president told us.
So is that democratic?
Yes. And in fact, during the party congress, they said, Honorable Mballow, you have to negotiate. If negotiation fail, we vote. I negotiated with him.
That's interesting. So it was that democratic?
Yes, and his people, Lamin, Cham, Dembo by force, Dusano, Dr. Demba Sabali, were his negotiation team.
They came to meet your team for you to drop your candidate?
For me to drop my candidate, and I dropped.
Ah, really?
But then His Excellency President Barrow tell us the young ones, hold this party is your party.
Yes, he did. He always said that.
So meaning that there is never a crime to talk about successor there. There is never a crime.
So what put the journalist in trouble?
It's about featuring a news that I feel he did not confirm.
But
I think
they talked to Sirin Jai and out a spokesman Lamin Jammeh.
what did they say?
That is not true.
No, the issue is the story itself was not true in the NPP domain. It have never, because if His Excellency...
They supposedly quoted an NPP official.
Yeah, but I don't know who is. But
that's where the trouble is. They didn't say.
We have a national executive meeting.
You had it, or you
we had a national executive meeting. I put this question to His Excellency.
That,
are you going to contest for 2026?
and he said
to me, why are you not worried on working on your party? Let's build a party that any candidate that we bring in forward is fit to contest.
Well, he did not say specifically, I will contest. He didn't say that at that meeting.
In that meeting, he said it.
He will contest.
He will contest.
Are you going to put up? Are you going to contest against your next Congress?
The next Congress? Why not? I'm interested to run. I want to head NPP. I want to be a president of this country.
Well, people are not so bold to say that.
Me, I want to be a president of this country.
And you want to contest the presidency?
I want to contest the presidency on the party Congress.
The flag bearer.
Yes.
You want to contest?
Yes.
There we go. Then the taboo is broken.
Yeah, no, there is no taboo. It's about trying to, give a right information, credible information.
Okay, we leave that to the court now.
Yes.
Since,
But
we are not happy that instead of the legal suit that the president threatened, it's the police now who are charging them with false information.
I think.
What's your view of that?
I am in support of the legal pursuit, 100%. The reason is when
the civil one or the criminal one?
This is a criminal one.
But
you know why?
But listen.
You know why?
No, listen, let me tell you. You are not worried that the false information charge, as well as sedition, these are laws in our books.
Yes.
That have been totally outlawed, abolished, and discredited, maligned all over the world, including countries whose democracies are far behind us. But we still have them in the law books, and they've been going to court, and the world are watching us. You are not concerned about it?
It's in our laws.
Yeah, but it should have been.
As far as we are a law-abiding country, what is in the law? If we feel...
Why are they in the laws? When
good.
The level of maturity we had in a democracy, why should we keep those laws?
If the 1997 Constitution still remains the law, the supreme law of this country.
But you changed other parts of that.
Yes.
You didn't want to get rid of this one.
There was an opportunity for us to change the whole constitution.
You did not do that.
And now already it's in the public domain.
You didn't do that. Allegedly, you people did not do that.
Yes.
Allegedly, it's the NPP who got
No, then there was no NPP.
No, but
the 2020,
there was. No. Then you may say there are not many MPs.
No, there was no, because then it was only Honorable Bilomso as a National Assembly member for NPP.
Yeah, but there were others who defected from UDP.
They defected from where? UDP.
UDP, yes. They became NPP.
No, then NPP was
They were supporting NPP in public, in the National Assembly. Then there was the alliance, the APRC people.
What I agree
So allegedly it was NPP that defeated that constitution you're talking about. You agree to that?
No, I don't agree.
Okay, all right. But the MPs
yes. So, but what I would want to say is, in the area of journalism, that you are one of them, they have a code of conduct.
Of course.
And there are ethics.
Yes.
We went to Rwanda in the genocide. One of the things they told us, it was as false information that led to the genocide. One of those key.
Yeah,
but now false information is something that we need to address as a civilized nation.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, like you and I are doing here. If I said, Gibbi Mballow said he's going to contest the flag bearership of NPP in Monday's edition, all right? And you did not say that. If you had not said that, what will stop you from coming and said, I did not say that. Lamin Cham misquoted me, etc., etc., etc. The president said this story is false, and unless they apologize, he's going to court. Civil matter.
If the
law of defamatory is there, it's very clear. That law is there. Nobody said that defamation law should be gone. Nobody said that, because that's what protects people from being deliberately maligned, deliberately how to call it, castigated, deliberately discredited. That law of defamation is there, and the president was right in taking that course, or threatening to take that course. But what is totally make the whole thing incomprehensible is the involvement of the police with the false publication charge, even before the president carried out his civil suits. So, is it not then suspicious that the police are acting on behalf of the president?
No.
Well, it's difficult to disconnect them.
The traffic driver offends the law. He's prosecuted by the police, not the president.
But if it was the president's car that was going and the president said, well, you knocked my car, what would he say?
No, that will not happen. No, that will not.
Your
because
traffic officer taking me.
No,
because my car had a collision with the president's car.
No, the mischief, there is a mischief that the police want to address. We have to be a civilized nation, and nobody's above the law. Let the journal...
But the defamation suit is enough.
No, you know why? There is a mischief. According to the information, I listened to Halifa Salah's press conference.
What did he say?
He said ethically, journalists should report on information that they prove beyond reasonable doubt.
That is true. That's cardinal.
And this one was an information that was not proof. And there is a mischief that they want to address. They want to bring a chaos into the... they want to bring a chaos. Just imagine into NPP. Because now
how can that be chaos?
That's false information.
How can that be chaos?
Because now we know many...
CDC of the NPP Administrative Bureau came out to say this information is not correct.
Yes.
The president is our candidate. The president himself came out to say, I am the candidate, as recent as day before yesterday. How can then somebody saying that it's going to be the president who's going to go away, how can that be destabilizing the NPP?
So was the journalist who wrote this, was this journalist confirmed the story that he said?
He said...
Do you know that this have caused a damage?
This said he...
It caused a damage. For example, for me, as a national MPP member, and I also want to be...
you said yes. You want to contest.
I want to contest, for example. If they do this thing, what is that going to do?
So
my ambition will be killed.
So basically,
so meaning that a chaos is going to be created.
Okay, I know we can push this thing. We cannot.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the other area we're talking about.
The peace.
We're going to the that's right. The deployment of you said peacekeeping, but some Sierra Leoneans and they say, oh, peace is not threatened here. But yes, deploying soldiers to Sierra Leone as part of ECOWAS. You passed that bill without even any objection, or hardly any significant objection. People said, what is our business in that? When ironically we too have West African troops here that most people said should go.
Thank you very much. What happened, I think people should have the document. The document was presented under the ECOWAS cap. Gambia is a member of ECOWAS.
Yes.
And Gambia benefited a lot. And ECOWAS as a bloc come up with an agenda. And one of those agenda is early warning preventions if they see signals they don't want. Because they feel that if we allow it to happen, it will be very difficult to solve. It will not be bloody. So this come under the ECOWAS commitment that the country enshrined itself to. So ECOWAS is requesting, part of the Gambia commitment to the ECOWAS, they are requesting us to fulfill it. This is what we understand. So we feel that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. When this matter was also put on other nations regarding the issue of Gambia, they succumb and accept it. So why not? That's why with no hesitation, we approve that. Because it's an ECOWAS calling, and we are a member of ECOWAS, we also benefited. So in that principle, that's how we see it. And then we feel that we need to continue, empowering our commitment, our determination to ensure that the agreements that we are part of in ECOWAS is fulfilled to the letter. And this is one of the issues.
Did you have, at the parliamentary level, had any opportunities to scrutinize the bill to see whether actually our troops have not been exposed to danger?
Yes, because this was served to members to make their research. And some of us are preview with subject matter specialists.
Oh, you have
subject matter specialist.
Yes.
So when it's put, it's incumbent upon you, your researcher and your subject matter specialist, to ask them to have a rundown summary and do a research on it. And they will do a rundown summary and a research and provide it to you. So this will give you to make an informed decision. So this is how the secret in Parliament. And for people like me, there are people who will voluntarily diagnose everything and give me the information for my consumption and looked at it. So I believe that it was well scrutinized because we were beneficiaries of the ECOWAS gesture. So, and then we need to give we also have to give another hand. Come 2016, around 2017, when the economic soldiers entered into this country, it was a jubilation.
Yes.
We want, when our Gambian soldiers also enter into Sierra Leone, they let them jubilate that peace have come and Gambia have contributed towards that peace.
Well, the difference is that whereas in the Gambia we don't have anything close to conflict or armed conflict, well, a lot of people now feel that they should go back where our police and our securities should feel in the position of the economic soldiers. What do you make of that?
Our securities are very happy. Our securities are happy because they are doing their job and they are committed. But for those who knows, look at what is happening in the sub-region. There are a lot of reforms, and those reforms are halfway going. So it will be very difficult. And these economic people here, I wanted to ask, what burden have they caused in the country?
It is
and if you also follow the people that are saying economics should go, you need to do a survey to look at
there was a survey conducted by Afrobarometer and other places.
And what does it indicate?
They said the majority said they should go.
No, not the majority.
That's what they said.
No, I don't agree to that survey.
The majority they consulted.
I don't. Yes, they look at because we know.
Well, but if you look
if
at
the
public
random,
opinion,
if the survey was in any format, we see the survey, we will tell them that's not.
They said whereas in the beginning there might be a threat to disturbance of peace, now everybody seems to be reconciled and happy enough to have our security forces take over those roles.
No, because what they don't understand, these security officers come as a result of ECOWAS, and ECOWAS know what is happening in the sub-region, and ECOWAS is the one in charge. The same way they are asking us to send troops in Sierra Leone is the same way they are maintaining the troops here. No, so if ECOWAS feel they are convenient,
but it's contingent upon our need too.
Yes.
Don't you think?
That was the need.
Because we saw that everywhere our people go.
That's why it's also a contingent to the need in Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone is well, I think the difference is, are we not exposing our men to conflict, real conflict?
No, because these soldiers, they are determined, and they not only, they want to make sure that we have a safe and secured Africa. And they take that commitment, and they are committed. In fact, some of the people selected today, they are happy that they are going to build a legacy in protecting as part of their military undertakings in the world, because they want to ensure that all their life they protect life and property, and that is the mission they are going. So they will be very happy that it adds on their legacy.
Finally, we go back to Parliament, and then we draw the curtain on the elections coming. The election bill and the constitution and the 2026 election, we combine them all in this. What do you make of the draft constitution that came out, the 2024, that has been much criticized for inputting what the executive wants that people don't agree with? You mentioned Halifa Salah's press conference as recent as a few days ago. He said he said the executive has no right to impose the document on the people. That it should have gone to consultative things that was not properly or adequately done. And he also said people should blame themselves for putting up a government that is governing them. If they are unhappy with the methods or the attitude of the government, they themselves should take blame for putting that government there in the first place. What do you make of the constitution?
Yes, that is Halifa Salah's opinion. I respect that.
Yeah.
And what I make in the constitution is, once in the public space, it have not yet reached the National Assembly as a member of Parliament.
He said they should go back to the people before it reaches you, because when it reaches you, it should have already, like you yourself said, it should have been popularized, within the population before it reached you. Many people are of the view that this one is not popularized. It was some people sat at the corner, and put in those inputs there for the interest of the executive.
Yes,
that's what's been alleged.
I respect their opinion, and I'm also listening to it. I'm learning out of it. But I realize one thing myself: I was consulted. All the National Assembly members were consulted on this, and we looked at the contiguous issues. Why drag the 2020? We were informed. You understand, by the, is it Gambia Democratic or USID? NDI, something like that.
Or
ideas. And we were also informed that all the political heads were also taken out to look at the political commitment. Because if you look at the draft...
But they came out to say that they were not consulted, or what has been there has not been their input. That's
no,
what they said.
Yes, if they say that,
yeah,
I will tell Gambians that let the politicians have a political will for giving us a constitution. Let them have the political will. There is no constitution that if they looked at, every political party looked at something that suits you and you think in that direction, no constitution suits everybody. And looked at, there is no perfect constitution in the world. So, but if we insist and drag, meaning again, we must live with the 1997 constitution. And if we are crying for that, I will act like what you people, all of you, let's try to popularize the document and people put their input. But if we follow our political interest into this, we are failing the nation. And because it is in the public space, it's been gadgeted, I think the Minister of Justice is listening. And also, popularization are in different stages. When this bill is before the National Assembly, it will be committed to a committee. Mm-hmm. And that committee will do a public hearing and stakeholder engagement. Mm-hmm. You understand? People have different layers to make their input. But if we say it cannot go, we stop it there. That means that we are going with the 1997, because no country go without law, constitution. So if people don't want it, we will continue to go with the 1997 constitution. But to me, what I would advise, let there be a political will from all the political party, and let when the bill comes to the National Assembly, let them allow the National Assembly to do their job very well. That is the consultation. Even if the Minister of Justice do this consultation, that will not stop the National Assembly doing their consultation. And if you look at that committee responsible of that, is a versatile committee, although you have youngsters, but the head is Madi Sise. Mm-hmm. Madi Sise is a veteran.
Mm-hmm. You people in the parliament have your job cut out, because you should be the buffer between the government and the executive and the people in dealing with the constitution, because it will eventually come to a referendum.
Yes.
That is why it was important for people to gauge how you people feel about this.
Yes, for me, what I feel, until it comes, and I will consult my people. I allow them, they are making debate on it. Like I told you, I have my experts, my elites in my constituency.
For example, what do you make of the contentious clause about the beginning or the two-third limit? I mean, it has been alleged that in the past, 2021, I think it's not even an allegation, the executive made a position paper where they said, to suggest that the first term of a sitting president at that time should start with the coming into force of the constitution was discriminatory against the sitting president. Well, that happened to be Adama Barrow. And they also said the powers that have been given to other bodies other than the president are discriminatory also and stuff like that. So allegedly, this two-term business and where it should start was what killed the constitution. It's still in there. The president said he's committed to 2 terms, but not many people agree with him as to when will that 2 terms start, because he feels, or at least his lieutenants feel that his term, we should start counting his term from 2021, when the majority of the people, and the standard practice in ECOWAS and other places is that any human being who served 2 terms is morally obliged to leave the stage. That is the example everybody wants to be proud of. What do you make of it?
His Excellency President Adama Barrow is a law-abiding. He's a
law-abiding person.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And in the Constitution, he have not seen anywhere that talked of term limit.
But the Constitution did not say anybody that anybody cannot leave after 2 terms.
Yes, but it will not be in the manner people want it.
No.
It's left onto him. He have the discretion.
But he's been elected by the people.
Yes.
If the majority of those people said he should stop at 2 terms, You want to say he should not listen?
No, the majority of people don't say that.
Well, how do you know it's not a majority of people?
No, you said the majority.
They have been show-based. I'm telling you, show-based that have been conducted to investigate article independent bodies. They said they want 2 terms.
Yes, even me, I want 2 terms.
Yeah, but the question is, the president is not in agreement with the people as to when will it start.
No, it's not the president not in agreement of the 2 terms. You see, the elites.
No. The president said he wants 2 terms.
Yes, I want 2 terms.
The
You want 2
disagreement
terms.
is when will it start.
Thank you very much.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And when the 2 terms start, is a law. Now we are saying that the 2021 year election is the first term.
What happened in 2020?
No,
that was not a term.
That is not a term.
It was not. He didn't serve 5 years.
No, that is not a term.
He did not serve 5 years.
No, that he served 5 years.
So that's not a term.
That's not a term.
Who was there then? Who was the president?
His Excellency President Adam.
That was not a term.
Because what we mean about that, as a government, that was a coalition government.
That should have ended.
Also,
that should have ended in 2019.
There is no law.
The coalition government should have ended in 2019.
Yes.
He didn't go.
Yes.
So then it's the president who's been there
here
for 5 years.
Let us come. When we making laws, no law is retroactive. One, even in all ancient laws, for howsoever somebody want to come into that, if you think that if Adam Barrow resign, you will come. If the survey is conducted, they will look at those people. But what we are looking at here, let's have a law that say the term of a presidency is 2 terms. Nothing less, nothing less. If this constitution is saying it, even if it's not there, I will advocate for it to be there. Because I would vote to ensure that.
Listen, the coalition instruments said.
No, the coalition is a failure.
No, listen. The principal objective was to end self-perpetuation and entrenchment in power. And it emphasized that absolutely to cope that there is a need for a 2 term of the head of state, which is 2 terms. President Barrow was the head of that instrument. He was the one privileged to preside over the implementation of the coalition agreements. And the cardinal principle there was self-perpetuation and entrenchment should end. Therefore, people think morally, he has the obligation morally to set that example and said, look, I have served 2 terms and that was our promise. I'm going to go so that the next president, whoever he becomes, will not go beyond 2 terms, meeting the aspirations of the Gambian people in 2016. And now, as different surveys have said, that's the agreement. Morally, the human being who served 2 terms is the one who has the moral obligation to set an example for everybody to follow. The argument about where I will start, no, the constitution should start yesterday and tomorrow, is irrelevant when it comes to what is required of you as promised by yourself. So that's where the argument is. What do you make?
I have not seen Adama promising people
that
I only see that he respected a
the
term
coalition agreement says end to self-perpetuation. And that's what Adam has been preaching. He was head of the coalition.
Yes.
End to self-perpetuation. That's what I'm saying.
You see, Adama as head of the coalition and the political heads that were part of the coalitions, those political party heads, what is their tune? Their tune was, let's do anything possible to remove Jammeh. But when we remove Jammeh, we go back to our true colors. Because the same political heads change the whole narrative. And today there is the same political heads advocating for something that they all destroy. Where were they?
What does that has to do?
Because what they told us something. They work with Adam.
What does that have to do with me as the president?
No, it has something to do with the
because
president.
I am the president people elected.
We come together.
Listen, Adama, when the coalition split or whatever you call it destroyed, that did not stop Adama from running his government, did he? Even those who were supposed to be his godfathers left, he continued to govern his government. So what concerns Adama as president does not have anything to do with who spoiled the coalition or who not. You are the one elected, you steer the ship. You do exactly as your convictions are.
And he's
so
doing
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I quite agree with you.
That's it.
The Gambian people,
Yeah.
after listening to the political heads, they give them their verdict. The same political people come back to their own people and say this was just a tactic, but now we are giving you a true color. You understand? And the true color was the whole approach they did is to uproot Jammeh. Now, when they uprooted Jammeh, they give us their true colors.
How?
And how is there? Because they were telling us.
But they said they have put plans in place.
The 3-year plan,
Yes.
does it work?
Well,
And the approach for the National Assembly, does it work?
well, who's to blame?
So they as the whole plot. That's why we the youngs have to take in charge.
Okay, that's why you want to challenge the president.
Welcome. Yes.
In the next
No,
NPP.
he gave me the environment.
Yeah, he created the environment.
He created the environment. He said the young one, take care of this political party. That is the MPP. This is for yours.
The next
so I'm
NPP
ready.
Congress.
The MPP Congress, I'm going to contest.
You're going to contest
Yes.
for the flag bearers.
Yes, I'm going to contest.
Well, that's
Yes.
congratulations.
Yes.
And what do you make of the next election finally, the 2026? You think it is going to be overwhelming or landslide victory for the NPP, no matter who is the flag bearer, which may be Gibbi Mballow or Adam Barrow, or it's taboo to name all the names. So, but anyway.
It's the context. It's not taboo. His Excellency is very tolerant.
So now, what do you make of it? The UDP, there are rumors there for Dabo will contest. No, it's going to be Talibe, or it's going to be Rohim Malik Low, or perhaps it's going to be Lamin Sane, or London Sane, or etc., etc. So what do you make of the elections going to 2026?
For MPP, that is my political party.
Yeah, but you can talk about others.
No, yes, I want to tell you, that's what I know. That His Excellency President Adam Barrow is our candidate.
Oh, you're not going to contest against him in this?
No, because we just finished our Congress.
Oh, yeah, really?
You know, we finished our Congress, and our Congress schedule is 4 years.
I thought I saw...
I saw IEC,
annual,
yes. But our Congress, I will allow Barrow to lead NPP for 2026. And I'm 100% behind him. And we already gave him the dollar. And then for Barrow, looking at him, he's a winner.
Okay.
Anybody that is contesting against Barrow, you are going to lose election. It can only happen. I think that is the reason why people are saying him to step down.
Okay.
Because he's a winner.
Because they're afraid of him.
Yes, they are afraid of him. Yes. So apart from that, I don't have any. We don't have any threat in MPP.
Okay.
For us, we don't have this issue of who is leader. Barrow is the party leader.
Just because you don't want it to be talked about, or there is
No. The president have said I am contesting for 2023.
So nobody.
2026.
Not even you who said you could.
No, I will not contest 2026. But I have a room to move because His Excellency give me the room and the young ones to come up.
Good.
And we want, because one of the reasons why I will constantly contest, we want to nurture that democracy, and we want to ensure that party leaders don't feel that they own the political party. We must challenge them for them to understand that that successor plan should be in them, because we know what we are facing in all the political party. There is no successor plan, and then for us in MPP, we are pushing for a successor plan.
When are you pushing that?
Yes, that's already. That's why in the Congress we challenge. Which of the political parties you see they were challenged in their national Congress for the party leader and secretary?
I was told that the UDP had people who put up their names. I was told that Lamin J. Dabo or somewhere.
Well, but for me, I contested.
Whether that was just cosmetic as yours was.
Just people said it's cosmetic. That's
yours too was cosmetic.
No, absolutely. Ask anybody that was at the.
So you mean Ramabaro's team and your team had to negotiate?
Yes, we have to negotiate.
How?
Everybody knows that my campaign team, they are listening, they are here. We negotiate. He asks, you want to challenge me? I say, it's our party. I want to challenge you. And guess what? Even if I was not going to win him, it was going to be a margin because we did a vigorous campaign.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he was afraid that you
He was afraid.
That's interesting.
He was afraid.
Okay. The Honorable Gibbi Mballow.
Yes.
You know, we can go on and go on, and I can tell you there is no dull moment. Everything has been interesting and exciting talking to you on the brunch. And I want to thank you profoundly for coming on the brunch and wish you all the best of luck in all those innovative ideas you brought forward in terms of development for your constituency, Lower Fulladu West. Thank you very much for being on the brunch, and this may not be the last. We will definitely be happy to have you back on the program. Until then, you want to say something?
Yes, I also want to thank the viewers and thank the Gambian general public, but I have few concerns that I want to raise.
Go ahead.
That is to say, this is a Gambia that belongs to all of us. Irrespective of our political difference, we are Gambians. I've seen the trend moving in this country. I think religious leaders need to get up the discipline. Discipline, we are lacking the traditional discipline that we have, even in our workplace, even in the social media space. I used to follow one channel that Gambians keep insulting each other, harassing each other, telling each other's issues. That is not a Gambian life. And this thing that should be a collective responsibility of Gambians for all of us to say no to that. It does not worth it. This is our country. We are the same people. I'm a Fula by tribe. My mother is a Mandinka, and my mother's mother is a Jola.
It's the same all over.
So, but the issue that I've seen trading out, people insulting each other, ibenyo wuluo satala, ibenyo kolbikela, ate banko sambanola. Aman betea, amanke na adoti, amanke dinoti, mbe alfal danila, dina nyaton kol, aketa Christian wo, aketa Muslim wolti, na suol kono, nga kuluo lafa. Kakari tinya ka neng wotati nala ite futa be dami ala ye darole ke momo na la fengo wallahi those are destinies. And if we want to develop, I fear we the youngs that want to take the leadership, if this is the trend that we are moving, we are not going to get it smooth. And I went to Rwanda. These were the words that they tell us, that everything starts with the way it is. If you feel that you will insult myself or insult Lamin for this agreement, you are destroying a generation. Because Lamin and his people and his love will never appreciate you. And that will not tell us anywhere. So I urge every Gambian to put hands on deck. We become a civilized society. Let's disagree. Let's belong to different political party, but let's make sure that we preach peace among ourselves. And I'm very happy, Lamin, for inviting me.
Thank you.
And the cameraman, everybody, I thank, and it's a honor. Thank you very much.
You can't put it any better than that. Thank you very much, Honorable Gibbi Mballow. We'll be back next week with more Brunch.
Thank you.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980-8483 340 9400 or 635-9906.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyenji.
Okay. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka. Mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birin koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato nim fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nko kono kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta même na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi man domorol din fana be teat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Wo mo yo diat.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni na lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.